Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to tunemywebsite.com. My name is Alex and I'll be presenting you the daily news of today, 20 June 2015. We're going to be starting as usual with the world news. We're going to be looking at how RT states that the world is now closer to Cold War style nuclear standoff, as Putin told the media chiefs. We see the Russia's deployment of 40 additional nuclear ballistic missiles in response to the US military buildup in Europe, not meaning that the world is at a greater risk of a nuclear war, Vladimir Putin told the heads of global news agencies. We then go for our second news of the world. Bigger and faster, Russia unveils the design to replace Maroon Mistrals. More exactly, a St. Petersburg Navy Design Bureau says it is ready to build a Russian-made alternative to the troubled Mistral carriers. We're going to go for our third news of the world. We see again Putin saying that Russia is not aspiring to superpower status, just wants to be respected. More exactly, Russian President Vladimir Putin, at a panel discussion during the plenary meeting on the 19th St. Petersburg International Economics Forum 2015, stated that Russia is not acting too aggressively and doesn't aspire for hegemony or superpower status. We then go to the business news. We see that Greece may offer more on debt talks as the clock ticks. Greece may bring more to the table on negotiations for a debt deal with its creditor, a close-to minister said on Saturday. For the second business news, we see the IMF failed in Greece and Ukraine, funds executive director to Russia TV. For the last business news of today, we see the SPIF, which as previously told stands for St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, is hunting down the pirates to make more profitable the movies they are making. We're going to go now to the politics, and then we see the European Central Bank agreeing to pump more cash into Greek banks. More exactly, emergency funding believed to be worth $3.4 billion, promised after fears of exit from euro leads to a run on banks. For the second news from politics, we see France, Hollande opposing EU migrant quotas. More exactly, he says commitment by individual EU members states a better alternative than imposing quotas. We then go for the last news of today's from politics. We see Putin reiterating support for Syria's Assad. The Russian leader stands by Syrian President Assad and opposes use of external force to end the 4-year conflict. We now move to the environment news. We see that the climate change and female farmers in Botswana, as poorer citizens struggle with increasingly unreliable rain-fed agriculture. For the second news of environment, we see that in the United States, refugees are given a chance to grow their future. The new Roots Agricultural Program provides resettled refugees land, education, and support for a future in farming. And for our last news of today from environment, we see that 9 endangered fin whales were found dead in Alaskan waters. And for the first tech news of today, we see that Samsung is fixing the vulnerability that left 600 million smartphones at risk of hacking. More exactly, Samsung is going to fix a major security vulnerability on these phones. For the second news of the tech, we see that the massive Chinese hack of US security keeps getting worse and worse because it appears that for over a year, the hackers had access to US personal files. And for our last news of today, the tech news, we see that Android 5.1 Lollipop is now being rolled out to the Moto X, the 4th generation, United States, Brazil, and Canada. Thank you very much for tuning in today. My name is Alex. See you next edition.